Good evening. Mayhew is happy to celebrate flexibility. Workspaces are changing constantly. Space is getting denser. Real estate compression is on everybody's mind. But you know what? It's the number two cost. Number one is people. And we have to look at how people interact within the space. When we're looking at the workers today, workers are diverse, workers seek collaboration, and they know what they want. They want to work for an environment that understands them and appreciates and values them and their well-being. Here at Mayhew, what we try to do is look at all the aspects of what people want in their workspace and design for people and diversity.
I'm here to talk about how we work. More importantly, how do we lift our shift ourselves to working smarter instead of harder. So we have this new phenomenon in the nature of work. We're working really hard. We're trying to collaborate. That's the theme of today. Collaboration is not just about learning something new. Collaboration is also about unlearning something old. The space can allow us to control, alt, delete, and reset the BIOS so we can learn and unlearn, because that's the sweet spot of innovation. The sweet spot of innovation is when you have an organization that spends just as much time and effort in learning, just as much time and effort in unlearning.
Hi, I'm Steve Cascone, Vice President of Consulting Services here at Mayhew.
I'm Maurice Beneter, VP of Marketing and Business Development here at Mayhew. And you're now in what we call our collaboration zone as part of our Mayhew facility. And collaboration is a key business objective for clients looking to change their workspaces. In fact, statistics show that companies are designing their space to drive more collaboration, because collaboration drives innovation and ingenuity. So in this space, we've designed an area that acts as an impromptu touchdown space for team meetings to collaborate.
You can see in this space here, there's identified in 3 separate zones. The space that we're sitting in right now is meant for informal collaboration. We have tools like a privacy screen that has a dual function. One, it blocks circulation from behind, but also it gives you the ability to use as a whiteboard so that you can collaborate here with dry erase markers. Just in behind this space, we have another area that's meant more to collaborate with technology, so people can touch down with laptops and work in a team environment. And then beyond the space that we have adjacent to us is another informal environment. Again, it's an informal environment where again, people can touch down. There's writing surfaces that people can use. And then just adjacent to us, we have an enclosed environment where there are other technology tools that we can use for collaboration.
What are we selling today? Every single one of you in this room is selling the same thing. It's in your cranium between your ears. We call it intellectual capital. The knowledge that you possess, the intangible value that you bring to the table, the expertise that you are willing to charge. If you don't have expertise, why is anybody giving you money? The secret is inimitability. Do you got something to say that nobody else can say that's of high added value? If you have an inimitable amount of intellectual capital to contribute, you are as good as golden. I collaborate your intellectual capital through a workspace environment. That is what we have seen tonight. We have seen tonight the distribution network of the knowledge era.
Mayhew, I'm actually 4th generation. Mayhew was started in 1934 by my great-grandmother in Windsor, Ontario. My grandfather got in the business, my father got into the business, hired my mother, and now I'm 4th generation. And we have grown since that time, starting with office stationery to providing design, construction, and all the product offerings that go within the space.
The theme of today was collaboration. Collaboration is everything. It's all about group work now. Nothing gets done individually like we used to do, sit down behind a desk, do a test, hand it in, get a grade. That ain't happening no more. It's about working together. Working together means I must be empathetic. I must be able to hear you. How many people are good listeners? You know the answer to that question, right? Listening is a whole new skill unto itself. How does the workspace that you design enable listening? Have you ever thought of the answer to that question? If I want to listen to a colleague of mine, do I have the flexibility or the mobility and the adaptability to get closer to that person, to listen to him carefully? Because if your office design doesn't do that, you missed half the communication channel right off the boat. Listening becomes critical. Never forget the most important disease that we face today. Knowledge is power. And when knowledge is power, the tendency for the average person in a workplace environment is to hoard. Period. I'm telling you. 20 years worth of research. People will choose to hoard way before they choose to share. Our job is to create the environment that creates the transparency for the benefit of sharing. So that people see, this complex issue. Bring 4 or 5 people with diverse backgrounds together, I can deal with that complex issue in half the time. That's why collaboration is key.
Here we have Mediascape Lounge. Mediascape Lounge promotes collaboration. What this innovative technology does is allows 3 to 8 people sit together and share information easily. So as one person wants to project and another person wants to show, all they have to do is hit a puck, and then automatically what's on their screen will appear.
We're coming from a space where it tells us, I'm going to keep this to myself. You want to know what, Tony? I couldn't tell you nothing. That's the world we came from. I ain't going to tell you nothing. Because if I know something and you don't know it, guess what? I'm worth more. That's my reputational capital I'm going to build. But we also have realized that we got to come into a new world right now. Because in the new world, individual knowledge actors can't act on their own. The whole world of business today is all about a simple formula. 1 + 1 can equal 3. We call that synergy. But the only way you can tap into synergy is by enveloping yourself in a collaborative workspace environment.
This is a great solution here at Mayhew, a details product that focuses on how you can be healthy at work. This walk station allows you to walk at a low pace speed and also check your email. We're seeing this in many corporate environments where they have a focus on healthy work settings. Interestingly, we're seeing all sorts of individuals use this, whether it's an executive or right down to administrative assistant, they're using it. In fact, anytime you're checking email, this is the perfect spot to do it.
When you design workspace environments, what we are looking for is the way to maximize every knowledge worker's attention. Because if I can see you, I give you attention. I can take my chair and come to you. That is unbelievable. That's a true innovation. Think of how workspace environments used to be developed. I sit here on a rock wooden chair that weights me down. More importantly, it destroys my back after half an hour. And there's a physical barrier of a wall, and I can't even collaborate with Tony. We artificially created a hoarding mentality. Knowledge is power. Think of what workspace design can become when it becomes intelligent workspace design, because that's where we're going. It's the intelligence that's built in to workspace design that makes it added value, that creates the environment for you to have the highest productivity of work available.
Here at Mayhew, these are our values and what we reward our people for. We are collaborative, we're intellectually curious, we're self-critical, and we're accountable. Here, this is a simple steel case product solution that supports collaboration right in our hospitality zone.
Next time you walk around, even on your way out, going through all the different stations that we saw here today at Mayhew, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Because there are 4 ways that you can collaborate at work. Just 4. And what I saw is that each station that I was looking at, I was walking around with my wife, I was asking myself the question, can you participate in all 4 mechanisms of collaboration given this design? And the answer is yes. Number 1, socialization collaboration. Means I got something in my brain that's tacit, yet to be articulated. John got something in his brain that's tacit, We got to socialize, look at each other, talk to each other. When he winks, I know what he wants. We've been working together 15 years, right? You know when you have that relationship with somebody and they just give you that look and you know exactly what they're trying to say to you? That's socialization. That's critical, right? Socialization is the richness of collaboration. That's a simple one. We saw lots of examples of socialization, right? Mobile fluid chairs that they can face together. Nice in front of you, side by side, no problem. Next one, externalization. Where I have a tacit idea, and I've got to convert it from tacit format to explicit format. I got to externalize it. I got to give it permanency. I've got to codify it. Saw lots of examples of that. Right? Whiteboards, codification. Take my ideas, write them down. Click print, boom, gone. Pieces of paper in the iPod campfire. Got a doodle idea. Want to write it down. Now, why do organizations care about externalization? Because if all people in your firm socialize with one another, there'd be no institutional memory. Because if somebody were to leave the firm, guess what? All the intellectual capital go out the door with it. That's why Mayhew incorporates socialization mechanisms with externalization mechanisms, so that you give permanence to the idea. You can save it. I saw that steel case demo over there with that beautiful software on the whiteboard that you can convert to a file or print it out. That's an example of externalization. So that one is covered. Number 3, I have something that's explicit and I want to deliver it to somebody else that's explicit. That's combination. Combination means I got a document, it's my marketing plan. John's got a document, it's the finance plan. A marketing plan and a finance plan, independent of each other, can't do diddly squat. When you put those two together, when you combine two disparate explicit documents together, that's where the magic of innovation occurs. And we know this to be true. When we study innovation for the last 50 years, the most innovative ideas in the world have come about because two disparate codified documents were meshed together. 3M Post-it notes. How was 3M Post-it notes created? It was a combination of two disparate, independently thought ideas brought together. And that's where we have these tools here. And the final one, just to close the loop, I go from tacit format and I internalize it. Internalization is about listening. Does the space support listening? Does the space support listening 1v1? Does the space support listening 1v-many or many-v-1? Because you can talk all day long with your colleagues, that's called socialization. You can write your ideas on the whiteboard, that's called externalization. You can bring ideas together from disparate groups of the firm, that's called combination, and you can listen to what they have to say, that's internalization. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That is the only 4 ways you can collaborate in any organization. You got to go to work tomorrow, and you got to diagnose your workspace. Does your workspace, as it stands right now, support all 4 mechanisms of collaboration? Because if it don't, Marcia's here to help. That's the secret.